Okay, so are you ready to dive deep?
Always ready.
Awesome. Because today we're all about research methodology.
Ooh,
We've
fun.
got your research proposal methodology worksheet, and this thing, it's basically like the roadmap for like your whole research journey.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think you might be surprised by how much planning actually goes into research before you even like start collecting the data.
It's true. So much goes into the planning phase. It's super important.
Yeah, and today we're going to unpack everything, like from choosing your participants
Yeah.
all the way to like analyzing your results.
We are. And we'll even touch on like the ethical considerations because you always want to make sure that your research is responsible.
Okay, so the first stop on our roadmap is this research design section.
Right?
So you've got some choices to make here, right? Qualitative, quantitative, or mixed methods.
You do.
Qualitative, that's all about like diving deep into these really complex experiences and ideas.
Yeah.
Quantitative is more about like crunching the numbers,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And looking for patterns in the data.
Right,
Well,
exactly. And then mixed methods is like it's kind of like the best of both worlds.
The perfect marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's so cool is that like the type of design you choose that directly impacts like the kind of insights that you can discover.
It absolutely does. 100%.
So let's just say like you're researching uh, the impact of like a new teaching method.
Right.
A quantitative approach might tell you like if test scores improved,
Right.
but like a qualitative approach that could reveal how the method like actually affected student engagement or like even motivation.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So it's really about choosing the right tool for the job, you know?
It really is.
And this worksheet, it like really, really emphasizes the need to like justify your chosen design.
Yes.
Like, why is this particular approach the perfect fit for your research question?
Such a good point. You really have to articulate that. And that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They're so excited about their topic, but they're like, wait, I don't even know why I chose this method. Exactly. And it's got to be like the perfect match.
Like, think about relationships. You want someone who's compatible.
Exactly.
You want a method that's compatible with your question.
All right. So next up, we have participant sample.
Okay.
And this is where we like figure out, who is going to be a part of our little research adventure.
Well, who are we going to talk to? Who are you going to observe or survey?
Exactly. So you're going to first define your population. So that's like the big group that you're trying to understand. And then you got to determine your sample size.
Right. How many people do we need to really get a good picture of what's going on here?
Right, exactly. So imagine like you're researching exercise habits in college students.
Okay. Yeah.
If you only survey like your friends,
Yeah.
well, that's convenience sampling, which is super easy, but it could be biased.
Oh, totally.
So to get like a truly representative picture, you might need what's called like random sampling,
Random sampling, yes.
where you're giving every college student an equal chance of being selected. Exactly. And that's where it gets really interesting. Because now you've got to figure out, well, how do I randomly select from this entire population?
Right. But what if you're like specifically interested in the experiences of like student athletes?
That's a good question.
Then you would use something called purposive sampling, where you handpick participants who fit that specific criteria.
Right. And that is a great example of the different ways you can think about sampling.
Yeah. So like each sampling method, it's got like its own strengths and its own weaknesses. It's kind of like choosing your travel companions.
Yeah.
You know, who's going to give you like the most insightful information for your trip?
Totally. Or even think about it like choosing your research team.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Right. You want people who bring different perspectives to the table, who have different skills.
Yes. Okay, so speaking of like insightful perspectives, let's talk about data collection methods.
Let's do it.
This is like the fun part. These are the tools that we use to gather our information.
Yeah. And there's so many good ones to choose from.
There are. So surveys, those are great for getting like a broad overview.
Yeah.
But then interviews, they allow you to like dig deeper into individual experiences.
Right. You get all those rich stories and perspectives.
Right, exactly. And then there's observations where you're kind of like a detective, like
Yeah.
carefully watching and like recording behaviors.
Right. Very carefully watching and recording because you don't want to influence anything. You just want to observe as it naturally occurs.
Yes.
And then you've got experiments
Oh, yes.
where you're actually manipulating variables so you can see like if this, then that.
Yes. So it's like you're changing one little thing to see how it affects the whole system.
Yeah, it's like a controlled adventure.
It is.
Yeah.
So your worksheet also reminds us to think about the instruments that we're going to use.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
So like a validated questionnaire, make sure that we're asking the right questions in the right way.
Absolutely.
And then like a structured interview protocol, that keeps us on track, and it reduces bias.
Yeah. And I think people get really intimidated by that word protocol. It
Yeah.
sounds very official, but it's just making sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, it's just about like consistency and like rigor in your data collection.
Exactly.
We want to be confident that like the information that we're gathering is accurate and reliable.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we've got our participants, we've figured out our data collection methods. Now it's time to like actually map out our little step-by-step adventure.
Yes.
This is where it gets really fun. This is the procedure section.
This is where you're going to write a really detailed itinerary.
Yes.
Making sure that every step of the way is clear and consistent, no matter who's actually collecting the data.
It's like a good set of directions.
It really is.
You're minimizing the chance of like getting lost
Yeah.
or taking a wrong turn,
Exactly.
which leads to much more reliable results.
Right, because if you go off the path, who knows what you're going to find? It might not be what you were looking for.
Exactly.
But you've got to stay focused.
Okay, so we've gathered all of this amazing data.
Yes.
But what do we actually do with it?
Right.
That's where data analysis comes in. This is the part where we're like sifting through our findings and uncovering all the hidden treasures.
Right. This is where we're making sense of everything.
So it's like piecing together a giant puzzle,
It is.
right? And we're going to use all sorts of different techniques depending on, our data type and our research design.
Exactly.
So statistical tests help us to find those patterns in the quantitative data.
Right.
While thematic analysis, that helps us to like extract meaning from qualitative data.
Right. Different tools for different jobs.
Yeah, it's like using all these different lenses to view
Yeah.
the same landscape.
I love that.
But each one is revealing like these unique details and these cool perspectives.
It's true.
So remember, the type of analysis that you choose, it has to align with the type of data that you've collected. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb array.
Never.
Same thing here.
Yeah, you've got to choose the right tool.
Okay, so now as we embark on this research adventure, it's so important to think about the well-being of our participants.
Oh, yes, that's super important.
That's where data protection comes in. We need to make sure that the information they share with us stays confidential and like super protected.
Absolutely. And that we're transparent with them up front about how their data is going to be used.
Right, exactly. It's like a pact of trust between you and the participants.
It really is.
Okay, and finally, we've arrived at limitations.
Okay.
Every research study has limitations. Acknowledging those limitations really shows that you have like a thoughtful and a critical approach to your research.
Right. It doesn't mean that your findings are flawed. It just means that you're being honest.
Right. It's like acknowledging the boundaries of your little map.
I like that.
You're not saying that your findings are wrong,
Yeah.
but you're just saying that, there's some boundaries to what you're able to explore.
Right. We can't know everything.
Exactly.
But we can do our best with what we have.
So we just journeyed through this entire research methodology worksheet, and I hope you can see how much thought and planning goes into crafting a solid research study.
Absolutely.
It's not just about collecting data. It's about choosing the right tools, respecting your participants, acknowledging the limitations of your study.
Yeah. And it's about making sure that your research is ethical and responsible at every step of the way.
So as you continue on your own research adventures, remember this: a really well-designed methodology that is your compass and your map.
Yes.
It's going to guide you toward those meaningful discoveries and a deeper understanding of the world around us.
And have fun. Research should be an adventure.
Yes!
Don't be afraid to get creative and explore different paths.
So next time you see some research findings, just think about the journey that those results took. From like the initial design to the ethical considerations. It might change how you interpret the information.
Absolutely. Because every study is unique.
Yeah.
And understanding the methodology can help you really appreciate the insights that it reveals.
Until next time.
See ya.